Governor Mike DeWine is trying to lead political change following the mass shooting in Dayton. Technology may be affecting your health in more ways than one. And the Bobcats say excitement is building for the upcoming football season. Newswatch starts right now. Welcome to Newswatch, your source for all news impacting southeastern Ohio. I'm Tyler Corbett. Thanks for joining us. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine is proposing a number of changes to state laws in the aftermath of the mass shooting in Dayton that killed 9 and injured dozens. The Republican governor announced 17 measures involving gun regulation this morning at a press conference. Some of the initiatives included the implementation of background checks and safety protection orders for people attempting to obtain a gun. DeWine says these initiatives will help to make Ohio safer.
These things, it will matter. If we do these things, it will make us safer. Each one of these by themselves is not going to solve all the problems. But I believe in my heart that each and every one of them will help. Each and every one of them will lessen the chance of violence. Each and every one of them will make this a better state and make.
A few other initiatives include increased access to state psychiatric hospitals and mental health services. DeWine is also calling for stricter punishment for people who purchase guns illegally. In light of the events of this past weekend, safety in public spaces is an issue people are talking about. Reporter Kaylin Martin went to the Athens County Fair today to talk to people about the issue and joins us live in the newsroom with more. Kaylin?
Thank you, Tyler. Hundreds of people are expected to attend the Athens County Fair during the rest of the week. I went and talked with some of the people at the fair about whether or not they feel safe in a public space given the recent events. One worker says the mass shootings are unfortunate and safety is now on his mind.
Since all these shootings and whatnot have happened, I've just prepared myself more, just in case something does happen, just always be thinking of a plan. What's the best way, easiest way to tell people to stay over there, we're in a safe area, and what's the quickest way out.
Another community member at the fair says that guns should not be easily accessible.
A lot of they are blaming the people have a mental problem. I don't think so they have a mental problem, but in my opinion should be very strong gun control, background check, then you get the gun. But according to First Amendment, people have to have a gun, but you cannot buy the gun in the street, There should be control that this way, this stop mass shooting.
Tomorrow we will be talking with the Athens County Sheriff on if there are any changes of safety implemented at the fair. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Kaylin Martin. Back to you, Tyler.
Mental illness is at the forefront of the gun violence debate as well. The National Alliance on Mental Illnesses organization recognizes that acts of violence by people with mental illness are usually the result of lack of needed mental health services. NAMI Executive Director Terry Russell says the next step needs to be early identification of a mental illness. He says it needs to start within the school system.
Get them in the schools. We're not going to see them in their parents because of all the trauma, things that are going on in our society. We have to get these kids, and the schools are starting to recognize that. They used to say, Terry, 5 years ago, Terry, our job is educating. We can't take care of this. Now they're saying we can't educate a kid that has these illnesses. So that money.
Russell says an early identification plan needs to happen now from the state legislature. A man found shot in the leg in front of a Zanesville residence is recovering. Zanesville police responded to a 911 call yesterday afternoon. Police Chief Tony Curry believes the shooting was accidental and self-inflicted. Witnesses told authorities the man was running down the sidewalk and yelling for help when he collapsed. The investigation is ongoing. And now let's over to Blake Hardesty for a look at the weather right now. Blake?
Well, it was a pretty warm day out there today. We're still pretty warm at the moment. Right now in Athens, looking at 84 degrees. That will be dropping fairly quickly this night as we do have some storms in the vicinity bringing that temperature down. But the main threat with these storms moving through the area is strong wind. Let's take a look over on Precipcast and see what we're dealing with. We have this line of thunderstorms moving through the area. mainly through Guernsey, Noble, and Washington counties at the moment. We're having a few storms pop up here in Athens County as well. This will be going in through the overnight hours tonight. The Storm Prediction Center does have us under a marginal risk for severe weather throughout most of the evening. So if you do have a severe thunderstorm warning get issued for your area, make sure you get inside, get away from those windows, and stay protected from those storms out there. Around the region, we have pretty similar conditions. 89 degrees are one spot down in Ripley and Ironton, 87 in Marietta, and 82 in New Martinsville. We all have a chance of seeing some scattered thunderstorms out there this evening. So Corbett, Tyler, on my full forecast, I'll be telling you when these storms are going to be moving out of the area, and we're going to get some more sunshine.
Thanks, Blake. The largest military exercise ever in the state of Ohio is underway, with training taking place in a number of southeastern Ohio counties. Vigilant Guard 2019 spans across the state with 11 participating counties, including Athens, Washington, and Guernsey. The lone exercise taking place in Athens County will be at the Kinder Morgan pipeline site just west of Albany off State Route 50. A time and date for the exercise have not been released, but residents should expect to see increased military personnel in the area until the statewide exercise ends on Thursday. A former Ohio preschool teacher accused of recording and posting a video of children fighting has been sentenced to 3 weekends in jail. 31-year-old Chevy Jesse was charged yesterday on 14 endangering children counts. The video, posted on Snapchat in 2018, showed children fighting and crying at Playtime Preschool in Columbus, where Jesse was teaching. Jesse told authorities she wanted to document the chaos for parents and administrators. Today, author Toni Morrison died at the age of 88. Morrison, an Ohio native, first gained fame in the early 70s after publishing her first novel, The Bluest Eye. Morrison would go on to write many more critically acclaimed novels, including Song of Solomon, Sula, and Beloved. Morrison won a Pulitzer Prize for Beloved in 1988, and in 1993 won the Nobel Prize in Literature. She was also awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor by President Barack Obama in 2012. Ohio University English professor Dr. Marilyn Atlas explained why the works of Morrison were so important.
She really was speaking to the African American community, and the rest of us who weren't African American were listening. But how what she was talking about impacted all of our lives.
Dr. Atlas went on to explain that the best way for us all to remember Toni Morrison was through living life as she did, by being kind, strong, and living without fear of failure. The Athens County Board of Elections has decided that Athens City Councilman Patrick McGee will appear on the November ballot. McGee filed a petition to run for re-election, but was denied after 7 of the signatures on the petition were determined to be falsified. The board unanimously voted to allow McGee on the ballot after he presented affidavits from signers saying they had genuinely signed the petition. Later in today's show, Dayton's mayor is speaking out against President Trump. And after the break, how the victims of recent mass shootings are recovering. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
Is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
I loved Ken Burns' series on the Civil War. It was deeply impacting. I love history. To have those stories told through these letters, through stories of love and loss, it rewrote the book on how to tell a story. When television was invented, there were a lot of people who had dreams about what it could do. I think PBS still aspires for and often succeeds at reaching the highest ideals of what television could be.
Dayton's mayor speaking out against President Donald Trump's remarks on gun violence. At a news conference today, Nan Whaley discussed what she believed to be divisive rhetoric from the president. Whaley said Trump's remarks were painful to the Dayton community. Whaley's comments come as President Trump is set to visit Dayton tomorrow.
He's made this bet and he's got a lie in it. He hasn't. His rhetoric has been painful for many in our community, and I think that people should stand up and say they're not happy if they're not happy that he's coming.
During the speech, Whaley also said she was thankful for the help provided by Governor Mike DeWine. Many 2020 presidential candidates are speaking out against how President Trump is handling the mass shootings over the past weekend. Kirsten Gillibrand is one of them. The New York senator and Democratic candidate said his divisive language led to incidents like those that happened over the weekend.
I'm absolutely not giving up, and I think the American people's minds have been made. They want action now, and unfortunately President Trump is unwilling to take responsibility for his own actions. He's unwilling to recognize that he spent 4 years demonizing the most vulnerable, being racist in his rhetoric and his language, calling Mexicans rapists, talking about people at the border invading this country and infestations. What does he think is going to happen? He has emboldened white supremacists.
Gillibrand is joined by almost all Democratic candidates in condemning the president's statement. Two towns that are separated by more than 1,600 miles are forever connected by tragedy. Many questions remain as to why these events happened, but they're embracing one another and vowing to move forward. Whitney Wild is in El Paso with some of their stories.
There's a guy with an AK-47, white man with an AK-47 just shooting up the place. And that's when it registers, like, this is a mass shooting.
Stories of heroism.
I opened the shipping containers that are in the back of the store, and I threw the customers in there.
And survival from two cities that suffered mass shootings in just 13 hours.
And he shot 8 more bullets. I counted them because I said one of these is going to be mine.
Some survivors even reuniting.
That's your guardian angel. There she is.
There she is.
The two communities that lost more than 30 lives and saw many more injured are honoring the victims and trying to return to some sense of normalcy.
I just remember seeing bodies and sheets, just riddled all over the sidewalk throughout the Oregon district.
In Dayton, Ohio, businesses in the popular Oregon district reopened Monday, including the bar that was targeted by the gunman. Organizers of a gun show planned for this coming weekend announced they would cancel the event out of respect. And in El Paso, one funeral home announced they will provide free funeral services for families who lost a loved one. In El Paso, Texas, I'm Whitney Wild reporting.
Your phone or computer could be more harmful than you think. How to protect yourself? That story still ahead.
It's going to be a stormy night tonight, but we do have some cooler nights ahead. More details about that and the weekend forecast next on Newswatch. But first, here's a look at stocks of local interest.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
I loved Ken Burns' series on the Civil War. It was deeply impacting. I love history. To have those stories told through these letters, through stories of love and loss, it rewrote the book on how to tell a story. When television was invented, there were a lot of people who had dreams about what it could do. I think PBS still aspires for and often succeeds at reaching the highest ideals of what television could be.
possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
Welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. It's pretty warm out there at the moment. Temperatures in Athens sitting right around 84 degrees. That will be dropping fairly quickly as we have some showers and storms in the vicinity at the moment. Some of these storms could be, have strong winds with them. I'll get to more of that in just a second. Around the region, we have similar conditions for most of the area. 87 in Marietta, a warm 89 in Ripley and Nyenton right now, 81 degrees in Cambridge and 81 up in Newark. We also have a chance of seeing some thunderstorms out there this evening. So as we take a look at precipcast, we have this line of storms forming right across our viewing area. That's going to be moving east throughout overnight tonight, causing some severe thunderstorms to pop up around the area. So if you get a severe thunderstorm warning for your area, make sure you take some shelter, get away from those windows, and protect yourself from those storms. Again, the main threat with these storms is going to be those heavy, strong winds out there. And it's going to be pretty humid tonight as well. 100% humidity. Temperatures right around 67 out there for overnight lows tonight. And those storms will continue through most of the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. And we'll have southwest winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Around the region, we're going to have similar temperatures around most of the region. 69 degrees in Marietta, 69 in Ripley as well, 67 here in Athens, 66 up in Cambridge. All of us will be having those thunderstorms throughout most of the evening. All of us will be very humid tonight, right around 100% humidity. And that will continue into tomorrow morning. 8 a.m. looking at 68 degrees with 100% humidity. We could have some patchy fog area out there tomorrow, but as we warm up by 77 degrees, those foggy areas are going to burn off. We're going to have some scattered thunderstorms out there tomorrow as well from that heat and the humidity out there. It's going to fire off some storms. We have a greater chance of seeing those storms continue into the evening time. 81 degrees by 4 p.m. Those storms will continue for most of the evening tomorrow evening as well. So let's take a look at precipcast for tomorrow. A few pop-up showers around the area, mainly in the northern part of our viewing area. Nothing to be too concerned for tomorrow. During the day, most of those storms are going to be firing off mainly in the evening time. Around the region tomorrow for high temperatures, 83 degrees in Marietta, 85 in Ripley and Nyenton for one spots, 85 up in Columbus as well, and a cool 80 degrees up in Cambridge. We'll have an equal chance of seeing some scattered showers and storms out there tomorrow. As we take a look at precipcast tomorrow night, some models showing some more storms popping up throughout most of the area, mainly in the southern counties, over in Athens and Washington and Meigs County as well. Those storms shouldn't be too severe, but those might still hear a grumble of thunder too. As we move into Thursday in Athens, 85 degrees. It's going to be mostly sunny day for most of the day. Again, we'll have some more evening showers possible on Thursday as we move into the evening time on your Thursday. Southwest winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we extend into the 7-day forecast, sunshine returns on your Friday, 83 degrees. And for the start of your weekend, 83 degrees on Saturday. Plenty of sunshine out there for the start of your work week on Monday. 86 degrees and some sunshine. And we have another chance of seeing some rain showers on Tuesday. Tyler?
Thank you, Blake. Many of us spend hours a day on our computers and smartphones, but it may be time to pay more attention to just how much time we spend, or how much screen time, we are exposed to. Mandy Gaither has more on how to protect yourself from blue light.
The blue light that comes from your cell phone also comes at a price.
Any exposure to any blue light has been proven to suppress melatonin release by the brain.
And because of that, it throws off our body's sleep cycle. So doctors recommend staying off your phone before heading to bed.
Anything we can do to try to reduce this harmful high-energy blue light, let natural melatonin be released, is going to lead to better functioning of individuals.
Research shows that exposure to blue light may even lead to a higher risk of cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. And too much exposure can cause damage to your eyes over time.
Blue light and this whole generation and era of high digital device use is just blossoming. and we're just worried there's going to be consequences down the road.
So for now, experts recommend using tools and technology like blue light blocking glasses to protect your eyes. Also, try to balance your time in front of screens. You can also adjust the screens to night mode, which emits warmer light, is easier on your eyes, and more beneficial to your sleep cycle. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up, a former MAC Player of the Year is banned from playing for international teams. And new players bringing new opportunities for the Ohio Bobcats. Next on Newswatch. And be sure to stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
A box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
Former Bobcat hooper and MAC Player of the Year DJ Cooper is banned from international play due to being pregnant. In 2014, Cooper applied to play for the Bosnian national team, but he had to submit a urine test first. In order to cheat the test, Cooper submitted his girlfriend's urine. The results showed high levels of human chorionic gonadotropin, or HCG, which is a hormone usually only found in pregnant women. The International Basketball Federation, or FIBA, banned Cooper from professional basketball play for 2 years in 2018. The suspension ends July 24th, 2020. Ohio football had their first day of full contact practice at Peden Stadium today. The Bobcats are the favorites to win the MAC championship, but they have some new faces that will have to fill in. Reporter Taylor Jedrzak spoke with a few of the Cats to see how replacements have fared so far.
The new season brings on a host of new players looking to work their way into the starting lineup for Bobcats football. But losing 14 players that made large contributions to last year's 9-4 team has not fazed the Cats in the early days of training camp.
We've been able to kind of feel out those guys and see what their strengths are and what they're like, and we're still work in progress with a lot of those guys. But we know we're excited about what they've been showing, and so we'll have a lot of room for people to step up and in terms of leadership and be able to keep this this offense on the pace that it's been going at.
Hardest hit by the changes? The offensive line. Only 2 starters from last season will be on the field at the end of the month against Rhode Island. Senior Austin Pleasance has seen the challenges replacing 3 starters already.
It's been a little different, but we've had guys have to step up, and myself, I had to step up. So I've definitely embraced the leadership role, and the seniors that graduated definitely set the example for me, and I'm happy to get back to work.
The offense isn't alone in getting new players accustomed to bigger roles. The defense lost 6 major contributors of their own, but Javon Hagan thinks new starters can learn from those that have come before them.
Because everything is a role model type of attitude. You know, we have great players that leave each and every year. So for the younger guys that's coming up, they get to watch film on those guys and try to take their technique and add it to their game and see what did they do to put them in the right position to make a play.
For WOUB, I'm Taylor Jedrzak.
The Bobcats will hold their annual media day tomorrow morning at Peden Stadium. We'll hear from Coach Solich and the rest of the coaching staff as Ohio prepares for another promising season. The trade war between the United States and China is escalating, and some analysts fear the conflict could reach a level that would make it hard to reverse. John Lawrence reports.
Presidents Trump and Xi Jinping no longer walking together, but rather walking apart.
Expect more Fed rate cuts probably down the road, and that would likely lower the value of the dollar, which would lower interest rates further in the U.S., and then we have to wait and see what China does next to react to that.
Mr. Trump vented his frustration in a tweet Monday saying China is intent on continuing to receive the hundreds of billions of dollars they have been taking from the U.S. with unfair trade practices and currency manipulation. His administration formally designated China as such later in the day, the first such move since the early 1990s.
It just seems as if the U.S. feels that they can continue this trade war and that it will hurt China more than the U.S. Well, China feels that, hey, we don't have a free election in 2020 to worry about.
Tensions started to rise last week when Trump vowed to impose a 10% tariff on $300 billion worth of U.S. imports from China. China responded by devaluing its currency, effectively offsetting the tariffs, and by halting purchases of American agricultural products. That's a move the American Farm Bureau calls a body blow to thousands of farmers and ranchers who are already struggling to get by.
Right now, it's hard to see any cooler heads out there that can prevail.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
An 11-year-old kid known as the Donut Boy has been traveling the country giving away free donuts to police officers. Tyler Karach started the project over a year ago at a bakery in Florida when he used his own money to buy donuts for a group of deputies. Since then, he's taken that kind gesture across the country. His website says he's helped give away more than 51,000 donuts. Tyler was in Hawaii last Monday, his last state, meeting with officers and talking about his work. Tyler says he's planning to expand the project by helping wounded officers and creating scholarships. And now let's over to Blake for a look at the final weather.
Well, tonight in Athens, we're going to be looking at a low temperature of 67 degrees. We do have storms continuing overnight tonight into tomorrow. Those shouldn't be too severe. If you do happen to have a severe thunderstorm warning pop up in your area, make sure you get away from those windows. Make sure you stay inside until the storm is past. Humidity tonight right around 100%. It's going to be still a very humid night out there because of all those rain showers around there. Tomorrow in Athens, 81 degrees. A little cooler out there tomorrow. We have some scattered storms out in the area out there tomorrow. It's going to be a humid day out there tomorrow, though, 60 to 80% for the humidity as we extend into the 7-day forecast. 83 degrees by Friday, sunshine returns, and Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. Sunshine is still out there, 83 on Saturday and 84 on Sunday. Lots of warm weather out there. We're not going to have any more rain until Tuesday of next week, Corbett.
Well, I guess it's a better day to be a flower tonight than it is to be a person.
Yes, it is. A lot of rain out there.
But you said it's clearing up soon?
Yes, on Friday, more sunshine will return. Still evening storms out there, but that's because he can't rule that out this time of year.
Sounds like a great picnic day or beach day. Thank you, Blake. And that does it for our broadcast. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned to the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at woub.org. For Blake Hardesty, I'm Tyler Corbett. Have a great night.